Glam Babe, we are going to go to the next level. Let's talk about eye shape and proportion. In yesterday's video, we based the video's technique for someone who has balanced or proportioned eyes or possibly close set eyes. I'm about to show you what I mean. So today we are back in with the Northern Lights palette. With this palette, we prep the entire eye area using Vanilla Eye Primer, which incidentally is one of our daily deals. I'm pretty excited to show you that. We started the video by just smoothing out the eye primer. And again, today our bundle is called Prime Time, which gives you the eye primer and the face primer in the same bundle. If you recall in yesterday's video, we started by highlighting. We're using the highlighter from the Northern Lights palette. We hugged the arch of the brow. We set up the guard. And then we also did a little bit of interior highlight near the tear duct. Now, next step, if you recall, is that we went in with a transition color. That was our really pretty like light gray fog tone. And what's important to notice now that you're watching this a second time and you're just kind of cementing it into your brain is that we took our pie shape of transition color approximately 50% across. So it should be about in line with your pupil and then started blending. Now, this particular strategy is specifically for someone whose eyes are either balanced or close set because we're using the transition color or the darker shades and we're keeping those more intense closer to the ear. So on the outside of the eyebrow, we're adding more of the darker colors further away from the nose. Our next step was that we went in with our intensifier. Your intensifier again is your deepest color in your palette, and notice how the intensifier was applied and it was only taken about 50% of the way across. The goal with this particular placement in this protocol is that you want to keep the darker colors at least 50% of the way on the outside of the eye. Instead of bringing dark colors into the interior or close to the tear duct, you're keeping and focusing all of your darker colors on the outside of the eye. Now we did pop in an accent color and that did add a little bit of depth, but notice I didn't take it all the way to the tear duct. I left a nice big gap or a space where we added more highlights and added more of like a light shade near the tear duct. So the idea here is this. If your eyes are balanced or close set, you want to keep as much light, highlight, bright colors of concealer or light colors of eyeshadow, meaning lighter than the color of your cheek. You want to keep those type of colors near your tear duct. The more that you add dark colors and bring it close to the tear duct, if your eyes are close set, the more intensely your eyes will look like they're really close together. Your goal with this eye shape is to make your eyes look further apart by keeping highlight in the inner corner as much as humanly possible. So while I didn't really explain that in yesterday's video, I want you to kind of understand the concept. And in the latter half of this video, I'm going to be showing you a concept of placement for people whose eyes are wide set, which means if you were to look at a chart of your eyes and take note of how large from corner to corner, so your tear duct to the outer corner of your eye, like how big is that space? If you could fit one of your entire eyes in between your eyes, you are considered proportioned. If there's not enough space between your two tear ducts to fit your entire eye, you're considered close set. If you have more space there, so if you could take your eye and fit it between both of your tear ducts and still have space, you'd be considered wide set. My eyes are pretty well proportioned, so technically I could wear my makeup any way that I want to. However, I want to show you the concept because I know some of our clients are close set and some are wide. So in the rest of this video, you're going to see why my eyes are actually done two different ways yesterday. I did the eye on the left for you as close set, and I did the eye on the right for you, which we're about to get into, for a wide set eye. Now Now notice that whole inner corner is really well highlighted, and I didn't bring eyeshadow that's dark like my intensifier or my accent. I didn't bring it into the inner corner. The second eye is going to be different. So for those of you who have wide set eyes, this is a protocol for you, and you can use it with any palette. So here we go. We're doing a very similar setup, starting with the highlighter from the Northern Lights palette. We did the hug, we set up the guard, but now we're working for wide set. And our goal here is to bring a darker color towards the brow so that we're closing that space between your two tear ducts and making your eyes appear closer together. Going in with my transition color first, and you'll notice, unlike eye number 1, which is a standard for close set eyes, we are going to bring this transition color even further in. We're not making that pie shape and stopping at 50%. We're actually going to hook and connect to the interior of the brow. It's a huge difference. So in the placement, not just the blending, but in the placement of this transition color, I'm starting at the outer edge of the brow and I'm bringing it up like you're inclining, and we're connecting to the inner corner of the brow. This is my blending portion, so going in with the dry brush and trying to kind of soften that line, soften the space between the transition and the highlight, get it nice and pretty. And for me, it wasn't quite blending the way that I wanted to, so I'm going in with a brand new brush that we are getting ready to launch, and I believe it should be here on Monday or Tuesday, according to our shipping ETA. It's beautiful. It's the companion for the Color Wash Genius. Okay, going in slow-mo, I want you to notice. Look how the interior of that eye was really light. Now we're gonna bring in more depth and more color. So as I blend, I'm gonna bring in my transition color much further than what I brought it on eye number 1. So watch what we're about to do. This is a huge difference. Okay, bringing in my transition color. This is this beautiful light fog gray tone. I brought it in even further. Now it's time to intensify, and notice on eye number 1, for someone who's standard or close set, we only brought that blue in about 50% of the way, and that was it. However, when we go in, this is the oval compressed brush, and we're doing like a pack press or a pat press, really driving the eyeshadow into the vanilla eye primer. Like that's our goal here. I brought it in even further, not just 50% of the lid space, but I'm bringing it in about 70%. So there's just like a little corner left for my accent color. Do you see that? All right, going in with my accent shade, it's that really pretty turquoisey sage color. Man, it looks just like the water in Norway. It's amazing. Now notice the huge difference on this eye. For a wide set eye, you're trying to close the gap or close the space between the eyes by bringing in more dark colors. So I'm taking that gorgeous accent shade all the way to the tear duct. My goal right here is to cover the entire visible lid space and then start my blend. This is a dry, fluffy crease brush, and I'm just blending the space between my accent and intensifier and helping them to meet and marry with the transition color that I placed first. As I finish out the blend on this eye, I want you to take notice that it was controlled. Like my blending was very controlled. We didn't get the black eye effect. We did have the guard in place. However, there's a drastic difference by bringing that transition and hooking it to the brow and bringing in my accent color to the interior, or basically to the tear duct. Now we'll go in, and I've tight lined the bottom, tight lined the top. That's my personal preference. I love that look on a great smoky eye, is to tight line top and bottom. And I'm also bringing in my eyeliner further on this eye. Notice how I wrapped the eyeliner around the inner corner of the eye, like around the tear duct, and now I'm going in with the halo. All right, ladies, this is the basic principle of highlight and contour. You are wanting to really highlight the inner corner of your eye if your eyes are close set, because you want to create the illusion of bigger space there. Versus if your eyes are wide set, you want to bring your darker colors, aka your contour colors, and your eyeliner in further because it's going to close the gap between both of your eyes and your tear ducts. This is an optical illusion for makeup artists, bringing the transition color in closer on wide set eyes. It closes the gap versus highlighting the inner corner of the eye makes your eyes appear further apart. Now that, my ladies, was advanced. However, I'm confident in you because I've been watching your selfies and I just know that you're going to slay the day. So I cannot wait to see your selfies this weekend. And if you loved what you saw in yesterday's video, I think we have like 2 more of those bundles left, which incorporated the liquid crystals, star crystals, there's an eyeliner, and the red lip featured in yesterday's video. There's a couple of those remaining. And also this weekend, we have 2 bundles going on. Our day 4 and 5, we're doubled up. They're live right now. And the bundle for today specifically, we've never put this one on promo yet, so I'm super ecstatic about it. It is a bundle containing the Northern Lights palette, 2 sets of lashes, and the duo lash glue, plus the Primetime bundle, which is going to give you both your eye and your face primer. Oh, and this is the crystals bundle that I was mentioning before. Now you can use your I'm Elite promo code and double up for your savings, even on bundles, to save a ton of cash. And I cannot wait to see your selfies this weekend.